Good night.
Yes. Did anybody get that? Did y'all make sandbags? Bob, did you make sandbags?
Did you make it? Did you make it? That's fine. Oh. All right, please, 10 o'clock. We need to adjust. Oh, Tom's not coming in. No. He just said he was coming in? He said he was coming. Oh, she is, though. There you go. Good, yes, sir. All right.
Is there an extra pen?
Good. Here. Yes, see if I can make it. You ready? Yes, sir. Okay, please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Good morning. Let's see here. Any question that we don't have any visitors, no guests today? All right, agenda item number 4, consider approving minutes from previous meetings. I'll make one. Let's give them an opportunity to see if we can, before we move on to, yeah, I didn't see up there when I looked. No? Okay, we're going to proceed. All right, consider approving minutes. We got a motion on the floor.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion, so I'll give you a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And all those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, agenda item number 5, certification of funds by County Auditor for CARES Act, Grant 28, Coronavirus Relief, in the amount of $180,763, certified funds in 28 to be used for expenditures incurred in coronavirus relief.
Commissioners Court. Pursuant to local government rule 111.0108, I hereby certify that Jimbo County has received $180,763 in the general fund to be transferred to the CARES Act grant, which we set up as Fund 28 with coronavirus relief grant available for expenditures. The CARES Act Fund 28 offers expenditures to be incurred by this grant, and that such proceeds are available for appropriate expenditures. This certification allows the addition of these funds to the 2020 budget as an amendment. Since the expenditure will be funded and paid by the CARES Act 28, I hereby request the following budget amendments to the 2020 general county budget. The CARES Act will receive $180,763, and the expenditures items I have, first of all, is it's going to be a transfer to the general fund, and $30,000 these are for funds that we have spent since March, and I'm going over them, so we'll give it back to the funds that have used them. We have some money for salary, miscellaneous expenses, professional services, and equipment. If you have any questions, please, and any information, don't hesitate to call me. I just want to say anything that you all use having to do with CARES Act, go ahead and note it on there that it has to do with the CARES Act. Whether, like, the cleaning of the jail for the coronavirus, all of that's going to be sent out to this fund. If you all have anything like that in your office, the way of sanitizing, sanitizers, cleaners, but it has to be coronavirus related.
We had some sanitizing, but I think you're directed to that. We did that in one, but didn't do that.
Recently? Okay, no, I'm going through all the bills, and anything that is corona related, I'm going to get it, making a file, and I'll be asking for a transfer from that, and then reimburse those accounts. So anything related to that, y'all let me know and we'll do that.
So I'll check with them if it hasn't been paid, we'll change the account.
Yes, and one was in the general fund this morning. I've already went ahead and changed it for 28. So I just wanted to know that is already set up. It does have to be used by one individual.
Thank you, Governor.
Thanks, sir. Right, okay. We have a motion on the floor for this?
I'll make a motion to accept item.
You have to, okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you again. Agenda item number 6, discuss and consider budget amendment request by County Commissioner Precinct 3, Carlos Gonzalez, transfer funds to and from following accounts from line item 23-623-573, equipment to line item 23-623-315, bank service charges $100 to line item 23-623-454, pair of vehicles $3,000, and to line item 23-623-463, rental of equipment $32,000.
Judge, Commissioner, for the onboard and everything for it.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve item number 6 is read again.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. I couldn't make out the motion and the second. So I do that. Okay, good. Agenda item number 7, discuss and consider budget amendment request by Jim Mills County Commissioner Precinct 2, Ventura Garcia, Junior, transfer funds to and from following accounts from conferences and associations, line item 22-622-427, $3,000, repair equipment, line item 22-622-453, $2,000, and the miscellaneous item 22-622-499, $1,000.
I'm making a motion to accept item number 7. No, everything's fine.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 8, Jim Mills County Commissioner Precinct 2, Ventura Garcia is requesting authorization of solicitation for bids for chip seal coating project on County Road 220.
I'm just, going out for bids on, resealing 220.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. All right. Agenda item number 9, consider to take action to authorize the county judge pursuant to section 74.602 of the Texas Public Code to request the Texas Comptrollers of Public allocate a share of the unclaimed credit cards received from electric cooperatives operating in Jim Mills County. That's just to get some money back that we have to request, that we have to
What is that about, Don?
That is something that's done, the county judge's office doesn't ask for any kind of unclaimed, capital credit, having to do with the, utilities and.
yeah, it's the co-op, so basically it accumulates, and we'll get some credit. We'll it's a benefit to the county. So. Well, we have
Yeah, I know it's a benefit, I
don't know. It's basically, you just move, okay, I just wanted to let Mr. Garcia know. I didn't want to just cut him off, so, I know I do that, I receive, the only thing I'm familiar with is that even the individuals, I guess corporations and businesses get it too. It's not the credit that you get, so I guess you get some type of,
Does it have anything to do with the savings of our electrical bill?
No, not, we're talking about the industry.
Yeah, that's not it, okay.
Is it a co-op?
yeah, this is
Okay,
something
that's a
different.
co-op, okay.
Like the way it's selected is a co-op.
They give it to personal.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 10, discuss and consider approving resolution for county transportation infrastructure grant program, Texas Department of Transportation. Okay, this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I have a resolution here. And, do you have any questions, Commissioners, on this particular grant from the Department of the $232,000 that we had discussed?
Also the 50, those, for each.
Something like that, yeah. It's broken down to whatever it comes down to the penny. Okay, I have a motion on the floor. A second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Whereas Jim Mills County applied for grant funds under the County Transportation Infrastructure Grant Program, and the Texas Department of Transportation awarded Jim Mills County with a total of eligible grant award of $232,186. with Jim Wells County being responsible for matching funds of a minimum of 10% of the total project costs. And whereas before receiving any allowable reimbursements from the eligible grant amount, Jim Wells County must enter into a grant agreement with TxDOT. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court authorizes the county judge to execute the County Transportation Infrastructure Fund grant agreement. Be it further resolved that the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court authorizes county auditor to sign all invoices, certifications, and any other necessary documents related to the County Transportation Infrastructure Grant. Well, that's money that we weren't going to get any other way. So that's a good thing. So we got it already passed, okay? All righty. Agenda item number 10. Okay, I'm sorry. 11, consider and take action to adopt optional Texas DMV fees for calendar year 2020. Each item is at additional optional DMV fees.
Optional Texas DMV, what fees are those?
Yeah. Whose agenda item is this?
Do you know the one?
I'm getting that.
Judge.
Yes, Mr. Guerra.
This is Mary Lozano's item, and she indicated that the fees are all going to stay the same as last year. We just need to approve them.
Okay. Yeah, I recall that. I just didn't.
We have to do this every year, and so.
Okay. So we'll proceed. Thank you.
Okay.
I make a motion to adopt the Texas DMV.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed?
I believe there's one correction, though. This is actually the fees for 2021.
Yes. Annual county fee changes for 2021, correct. We'll make that adjustment. That's what it says on the
backup
handout, yeah, the handbook that they put out. 2021, we'll make that amendment, that modification. Thank you, Mr. Guerra. 2021. All right. Number 12, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agenda item number 12, consider and take action to approve cooperation agreement with the City of Alice for repair and replacement of the water line serving Guerra, Rayo, and Range Streets in Rancho Alegre County to provide materials and city provide labor.
So there's some water lines that are dilapidated, and at this time, starting in the church have very thin water. And so we went to the city, and the city told them that if we could help them pay some of the materials, they would do the labor to fix those water. So it's a water line that starts on Rio and comes down Rio.
So are you going to pay for this or what?
We're going to pay for the material, and they're going to pay for the.
Awesome. All right, let's go for it. I move that we approve this budget item. Okay. You have a question before we proceed discussion at this time? I have a motion to second. No, she's in. No.
So you're paying for the material monthly?
Yes, you pay for the material. And it's like a little over 2,000.
So you already have the numbers and everything?
Yes. They just
It's just one water line, right, that they need because they're not getting the water source.
3/4-inch water line.
Yeah, I had some calls from some of the parishioners and some folks and some people from the congregation, and I said, I'm sure, because they mentioned that you had spoken to them, and I said, oh, I'm sure that Margie will.
There was some valves and of course the PVC and the new meter. Oh, sanding and.
As long as a sinkhole don't happen, or it doesn't, but it just go through. We got to make sure we get it.
And the thing is.
I already have a motion to second, but we have a discussion going on. Okay. If y'all are done, do we have any more questions?
No, because I might have extra
Material.
material.
All right. Ya ves, ahí está, mucho. Mira. Mm-hmm. All right, now we got. Which one? Oh, well, there's some other good projects that are out there too that we may be able to address. Yeah, that's good.
So we're gonna start every time we have, usually when we do a grant for water lines, there's usually money left over, and we add the reserves. From now on, what we're gonna do is whenever we have extra money, we're gonna change water lines, because those water lines are all dilapidated and that's what it is.
Oh, yeah,
There's
they're like
money that
70,
water lines
60, yeah.
that have accumulated, you know, como saben, whatever they have.
Right.
They're just like the little people.
All that,
You know, on the west side of the station, they're also having a lot of problems with no pressure, no water pressure. Their lines are busting.
those are those water lines, those old cast, what are they made out of?
Or they're galvanized.
Galvanized, that stuff,
They're
right?
galvanized. Probably they get smaller and smaller.
There's a line on Carmen Street that when they opened it, it's just attached, it's a clamp after clamp after clamp. There's no more water lines.
That's the way we have some of that in now, in the city.
Sounds like you got a good plan there, Marty.
Because
Yeah.
we are working on a grant and we're gonna add some money for the water.
Sounds good. Okay, so
Like your plan.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Agenda item number 13, consider and take action to designate which fund will be used to pay for environmental studies required by GLO grants B 105 and B 134. I put this agenda item on there because there was a request, I guess, change orders, and I had a little conference call we haven't followed up on. Margie, could you address these two grants that we were working on? They submitted an additional bill, but I guess we can figure out where we're gonna, just to get it on
Actually,
record.
I didn't know about this until, they told me that y'all had a little conference.
Yeah, there was just some change orders on the additional fees, and we just wanna know if we go
Because
back.
apparently they allowed so much for environmental studies, but then because it was a historical area, they were required to do historical site, evaluation.
Okay, so,
They're a historical, one of them is over there on the very end of Lattice Street, so it's for Lattice Street. And the other one was it over here on the north corner?
yes. Yes,
They even required, botanical studies looking for black snake, cactus,
mm-hmm,
but, everything about with the agriculture, he was able to do it and they just, about $600,000.
good.
We're waiting for,
So no,
what
you're
are we
just-
talking about?
It's about $11,000 additional on the change order on that additional that was not originally part of the, but since they requested that, required that amendment of that change order, that's, normally we would, I guess we're gonna pay for it out of the general fund, according to what, with the grant, you know, we're responsible for that. So I just wanted to make sure, just clarify that we're gonna go ahead and pay for that change order for those additional.
So it's direct 10,000?
I've got the invoices, there's two of them, yeah.
I think it's a little bit less than 10,000.
A little bit, a tad, but, you know. So,
Is there
okay, we can,
is there an historical line, like,
That's why it costs more than what was anticipated.
so, I'll just make that note. No, I'll get with you, know, and see where we can adjust that, okay? Because we do need that, otherwise, we're obligated to it, but these were costs that were not,
that we were not.
covered or anticipated. So I just wanna make sure that we get that done. So, let's move forward. I guess you have a motion on the floor to,
I'll make a motion that wherever those, that line item from the general fund.
okay, have a motion on the floor in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 14, consider take action to authorize payment and reimbursement to general fund from records management funds for cost supportable units. Reimbursement.
Yeah.
Has it been paid?
We should use the money that was allocated when we first started, we had made a motion that we were gonna order buildings and it was gonna get paid from the record, line management. What's it called?
Record management. The first two buildings were purchased by 181 Record Management, and two more have been ordered. We have initially paid that of the general fund, And it's been brought up to Commissioner's Court to see about reimbursing for at least one of the buildings, if not both of them, for the cost of the building, to reimburse on club. And that is something that has to be voted by you all to be done.
I think we need to pay one more building off of that record management, and the other one through the general fund. And I make a motion that we do that.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor.
Is there not enough money to do other than that?
Yeah, but it's for record management. We need to pay for one.
Wherever you draw the key out of, which is the records that I have, data have, you know, that's where you store those records, those archival records. You can't get anything else from here, use it for storage.
That fee,
Have one key, like for all the data.
that fee is created for that purpose.
So GSC is Fund 81 also?
Yes, we do have, it is all in one. We have it broken down, we do have someone. We do have a breakdown of that. And the majority of it is under the county clerk. But the county clerk takes full vote on that.
Pero
We can't get these other two out of Davis County.
well, I think I think what, Commissioner Garcia is pretty fair, yeah.
Our responsibility is to the county attorney, district attorney, auditors for one of the buildings. Only one building would be used through for David and the clerk, so it's up to our responsibility to the county to the other departments. That's why I want to pay one from general fund and the other one from.
That's fair. That sounds fair.
If I may, I just feel that being paid out of, I've always been against this program, but if we're getting tax dollars versus fees and penalties, or whatever it be coming from Fund 51, or is it 51? 81, you know, versus tax dollars, and we're keep biting into the general fund, and we know we're going to be hurting this coming year. So why are we going through general fund and not through the fees of the, so you got almost $1 million saved up in there. And we should be using that kind of money instead of tax dollars. That's fees that are accumulated for so many years. They shouldn't include tax dollars to pay for them.
The only thing I have against that is that, legally, I don't know if we can do that, Commissioner.
I believe if the Commissioner's Court approves it,
Legally, I think,
Mr. Guerra might be able to answer that, because I believe I looked up for the first
if
time.
we legally can do it, I agree
If
with you.
it's allowed to the Commissioner's Court, if it's approved by Commissioner's Court, it can be done. But Mr. Guerra might be able to elaborate a little
Do you
bit.
have a comment on that,
Michael, do you have a
Michael?
comment?
Mr. Guerra?
Yeah, I think that's, hasn't one of the buildings already been paid for out of the record management fund? No,
We originally paid that two, and we paid them out of Fund 81, and those were taken out of GC. So, yes, because we're installing one, but we do have it broken up. I believe what Commissioner, the two is saying, we're getting two more, we've already paid him out of 12, but that one of them should be paid out of Fund 81, so mostly it's gonna be Davis stuff in there. Am I correct in that? And that maybe one will help to pay for one because it is other offices.
Yeah, David's gonna have one, just exclusively for him.
Yeah. And Commissioner Gonzalez Richo is saying that he believes that both of them should be paid by Fund 81. And that's what they want clarification, if that can be done, or does that not qualify? And that's a question more than.
JC, I would say you already paid for three, right?
What I'm
And there's one that-
saying, Mike, if we could,
That's fair with you, I
not use
mean.
taxpayer dollars to pay for it.
I think there's verbiage stating that the fees that are collected, whether it be from vitals, whether it be from court appearance or stuff, those items is where the storage, where they should be stored, right? Those items, other stuff like
I mean,
Christmas.
I understand that, but fortunately, how it would be fair with Mr. Garcia, that they would be,
Right.
I'm okay to get everything out of, record management. Legally, can we do it? That's.
That was the question. And I believe, Mr. Guerra, we talked about it last year, and we said, we read somewhere that it says, if it's approved by Commissioner's Court, it can be allowed, but it's gotta go to the Commissioner's Court. Am I correct?
That's correct. If the Commissioner's Court votes, you can use that dedicated fund as long as it relates to record management. Now, this is a capital outlay. You're paying for a piece of equipment. I know that we pay, there's a company that assists with some of the record management, and I think they're paid out of that fund as well. What's the name of that company, JC, Mr. Pettis?
It's RCI is the one we were using, these are the ones that came in, reboxed everything. They went in and classified all the boxes according to when they had to be destroyed. They put everything that was already not having to be kept by us in a pile, and I believe most of it has been destroyed already. And as the year goes by, there's more boxes that have to be destroyed. And that's why we were trying to do all that so we could get as few buildings as possible so we didn't have to move so much stuff. But it's called RCI, and they're the ones, we no longer have a contract with them, I believe, but that's the people that work with all that.
Do you think it's all right to get both buildings out of that, record management account, Michael?
Yeah, you could do all of them, some of them, or none of them. It's really up to y'all.
So I guess it is,
Yeah.
basically, that clarifies it.
Do you wanna, is there, you wanna leave your motion, or you wanna?
Yeah, if it's legally possible to get both of them, I'm okay with it. I just felt that, there were some restrictions as far as the use of it.
Well, they need to look, I would think, maybe if you could table it and go over some items.
That's fine.
So you
Okay.
can, I mean, we can.
I move that we table this item for the.
Do we have to go through it?
Oh, I'm sorry, you got a motion?
Can
Yeah, I
I
received-
say that, I don't want to table it. If anything, we need to pay for it through general fund and then reimburse. Because those buildings need to
That's
be.
fine.
Well, there's nothing in the motion, and I think we're going to make the motion that if it's allowed to go ahead and pay for it.
Right,
Is that right?
right.
Okay.
So you want to take a motion? Okay.
I have a motion.
Under the impression that,
You have a second, you second?
No, okay.
we couldn't do that, but,
You made a motion.
I'll make a motion that if we legally can, take it out of record management, we do so. If not, we at least, pay for one.
Okay, but the first motion was,
That was the motion.
You changed it, that here. Legally, it can be done, you want both of us here.
So we still want to authorize the payment, right, today, on the agenda item?
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
authorizing the payment.
Okay. I have a motion on the floor. Is that fine?
And we will-
No, does that make sense? Is that okay?
Okay, just, because you have to vote to see if.
To authorize
you
it?
reimburse or not.
Right.
Right now, it is in Fund 12 is paying for it, it's part of the bill. But if whatever y'all decide, you all say to reimburse one, and the
well, Mr.
reimburse.
Guerra, well, I understand, Mr. Guerra already said that we can do it.
And we
Yeah,
will.
yeah,
And
both-
that as long as it's legal, both of them can be reimbursed.
Yes,
And we
that's
put
the
that
motion.
in the motion.
Okay, so that's fine, so.
Okay, but no, also we can, the buildings have been ordered. How they get paid is, so are we okay with that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
the check has already been
Okay,
written out.
it just depends. Who's
But
gonna pay for them, okay.
Because, let's clarify something, because Mr. Guerra already said that yes, it can be done, as long as it's approved to Commissioner's Court. So Mr. Garcia is saying that if it's legal, yes, we can go ahead and pay for it, out of
What you want.
189.
Yes, that's what.
So,
So,
I can't, why wouldn't you just make a motion to approve it? If we already know it can be done.
So the only, the motion has been made and second. The only thing is, JC said he was gonna go look at some verbiage that he
And I
thinks.
can share with Michael, so he can
And
make
so
sure.
share with Michael, if there's any questions.
And I think we're okay with that. I'm okay, because the clerk has that.
So I think
To-
my
to
motion is
clarify.
to pay for one, to pay for both of them, is not just to pay for one. If it's legally, possible to pay for both of them, it's okay.
In other words, once we get that clarification,
Then we'll only pay for one.
yeah. And if not, the clarification, we'll get it there, and that's good in the motion there.
So, what do you think is gonna be tabled? Did I understand it correctly?
No, we're making the payment's already been made, you said?
It's two festivals.
It's already been made.
But 14 says about the reimbursement. That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
so
The general fund's gonna get reimbursed
from,
for one, for probably both of them, probably.
But not this time.
at this moment, until we get some clarification there, but it's already been authorized. And once we get legal, then we can just say, hey,
Right after it's clarified.
right. And the motion just still stands,
Yeah.
once the clarification's, without anything impeding the,
It's just coming back to shit.
right, no, not necessary, once we get
The
the,
county attorney says the county does, but JP says keeping there's some verbiage.
yes.
So we have to stick with, in other words, we can't put just anything.
The most important thing is to authorize to pay it, so we're gonna pay it, so it's either gonna be reimbursed to the general fund, or it's gonna be paid out of that, and we won't have to come back for any action, because it's been authorized, right? Okay, all right, thank you. So we have a motion already on the floor? And a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Okay. All righty, agenda item number 15, consider,
Just for FYI, there will be covered in the first week of August.
all right,
They're gonna go along the other one?
all right, good. Looks better out there. Good to see. Let's clear out some good stuff. Okay, agenda,
So I just want to say, we have to check in our office, we're not gonna pay it until we're here. And I want you all to go up there, check them out, make sure, to see that you all order. At that point, we'll release the check.
that's good. Agenda item number 15. Consider and take action to appoint a local health authority for Jim Wells County pursuant to Texas Health and Safety Code, Chapter 122. Mr. Guerra and I have been discussing it, Mr. Guerra.
Yes, Judge, we got word yesterday that Dr. Nissenblatt has agreed to serve. Obviously, we don't have anything budgeted for this. This is a department that I think the county had it once, and over time it fell away. And we'd like to reinstate it and have a local person that can be authorized to assist us with orders and direction and recommendations. But since we don't have anything budgeted for it this year, we do need, basically to find somebody to be willing to serve. And Dr. Eric Nissenblatt has agreed as of yesterday. And so that would be my recommendation, is that we appoint Dr. Eric Nissenblatt.
Okay. We've been discussing, let me make a comment real quick, and then anybody can discuss it, because Mr. Guerra and I have been discussing this for the last, week or so. And that would streamline and make it more efficient for us, emergency management, the county itself, to have direct numbers, direct access to the state numbers in the Department of Health. And we don't have to rely on our Region 11 that we've been relying on. And it helps improve our status and our place in order. That way we have direct access. We have a wonderful doctor who's willing to step up, take on those duties. And really, Dr. Nissenblatt agreed to it. There were several other doctors and medical professionals that had provided that. But anyway, either way, we need a little budget here for
I think that decision is yours, Judge. It's under emergency management.
Okay.
It's your decision.
Okay.
Because we used to have Dr. Lopez at one time.
It's not, it's Commissioner's Court.
And is Commissioner Court approves it?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
they emailed me the form that we would have to sign, and it asked who the appointing authority was, and it's either a city council or a commissioner's court. So that's the one we would check. So
Okay.
it does need to be voted on.
Mr. Guerra, I got a question.
Yes.
And thank you for working out with the judge and the doctor here, Mr. Blas, but I was wondering if this could be, if anything could come out of this CARES Act for
Sure.
funding, part of that.
Sure, that's what we're going to pay for it.
I'm thinking about, as well, we're talking, in the budget, I'll go ahead and clarify. If Michael has an answer right now, that's great, but anything, and what my question was gonna be, it has to be just COVID related.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be for everything, or just COVID, because reading on the, what they want, it has to be COVID related to be able to use it. And That would be my question.
And maybe Mr. Guerra can clarify, if we use it during this period of time during COVID, and we use an expert like Dr. Nissenblatt, we can make that agreement with him during the period of time that we're experiencing during the emergency declaration. We may be able to, that's what Austin, and that's what the grant itself said.
How long was this appointment before?
Because we will be able to.
The appointment can be indefinite or during the time of the period.
It's for
But the most important thing about this is that if someone's willing to step up and give up their time, and it helps all of us with our numbers and clarification, it's become more difficult, and it streamlines it, makes it more efficient for our public and our constituents. And he's already made a lot of efforts in giving that presentation. He's been working from the get-go, and we all have come together and agreed that you know, with all the different resources we have and everybody that's working together, it's a lot better because it's impossible for just one entity and everybody as a team. And us relying on the Region 11, which has been wonderful, Dr. Emily Pro, but she's got about I don't know how many umpteen number of counties, and if we can create this, which Mr. Guerra and I, we discussed at length, and Dr. Nissenblatt, I'm glad, and I give him thanks to him for agreeing to that, because I know he's got his hands full and a family and to care for and all the concerns there. So that's all I got to say here.
We have the motion to go ahead and accept item number, 15, Judge.
Okay?
I
Oi. Ugh. Se fue el chavo. No, I picked the beach where we should hold it. And then he said, now, I said, no. So, we'll learn from finish.
What was it about?
Maybe not hurricane, I didn't hear about that. Yes, it's still at home. Now we're on the flood zone too.
I didn't walk.
You know, traffic,
I'm still waiting on records, but that ain't.
what happened right now?
I'm just being posting, I don't wanna do it, I either logged yesterday in that barbecue.
Hey, Mark.
I'm sorry, I saw, and it was probably a resolution, I'm sorry, I gotta get the resolution here. What did you? No, I read the resolution, I just need to get them signed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Signed.
You got it?